Welcome viewers to Historical Journeys. The Terrific Gully is one of the universe's most gorgeous sights. However, astounding as the excellence of the gorge is, there's something different that makes it really exceptional. There's a quality of secret that encompasses the gully, leaving us considering what privileged insights lie concealed inside its walls. Also, indeed, we're not by any means the only ones. This revelation may very well change all that you've at any point had some significant awareness of this regular marvel, and the privileged insights it revealed about the Stupendous Gully. Yet, before we get into that, we need to backtrack a bit. The Fantastic Gulch has been viewed as a hallowed ground for local American clans since days of yore. 11 particular native people groups, including Havasupai, Hopi, Paiute, Navajo and Zuni individuals, have visited and lived in or around the region of the Fantastic Gulch throughout recent centuries. For these clans, the Terrific Gorge isn't simply a lovely public park. It's profoundly imbued in both their creation stories as well as their strict convictions. The Havasupai, who have lived in and around the gully for a really long time, believe it to be a door to paradise or damnation. The idea of paradise and damnation, and have a really high conviction, is marginally unique in relation to the customary Judeo Christian idea. They accept that paradise is a position of everlasting satisfaction and delight, where individuals reside as one with each other and nature. Conversely, the clan's idea of misery is a position of extraordinary torment and discipline. It is where the evil are shipped off make amends for their wrongdoings. To Havasupai trust that the spirits of the departed should go through the gulch to arrive at their last objective. For the clan, the Stupendous Ravine is something beyond an actual area. It's an otherworldly spot where they at various times meet the ravines. Geographical highlights and shocking vistas are a fundamental piece of their convictions and customs. What's more, they assume an essential part in their social character. This normal miracle is really a wonder. Be that as it may, it didn't come about coincidentally. As a matter of fact, it required great many long stretches of disintegration and geographical movement to make the work of art we see today. The tale of the Great Gully really starts around quite a while back, when a characteristic dam loaded up with silt made a lake in what is presently northern Arizona. As the lake depleted, the Colorado stream started to slice through the stone, cutting out the gorge we know and love today. This cycle is known as disintegration. Furthermore, a strong power can make probably the most lovely normal scenes on the planet. Yet disintegration is the main component that molded the Stupendous Gorge. Wind and water play additionally played significant parts in making the unpredictable organization of gulches, chasms, and different elements that make up this amazing scene. Over the long haul, the powers of nature have made a position of unmatched magnificence and intricacy, a genuine demonstration of the force of nature. It's accepted that each of this occurred far before any people existed nearby, so every last bit of it was directed commonly alone. In any case, imagine a scenario where that was genuine. We've generally had a strong thought of when people previously showed up on the scene. In any case, everything has changed. Impressions found at the White Sands Public Park have shown that people might have been in America significantly sooner than we naturally suspected. This is gigantic news, since it could imply that people were living nearby as soon as quite a while back. That is 10,000 years sooner than the world recently accepted. This one little detail changes all that we assumed we had some awareness of our own set of experiences. A few specialists feel that this could be proof of the earliest people to wander into the New World. On the off chance that that is valid, it implies that we've been here longer than we at any point might have envisioned. Obviously, this disclosure is creating all a ruckus in the archaeological local area. While it's not authoritative evidence of early human presence in the Americas, it positively adds a significant fuel to the fire. Another analyst, Geoffrion RT Alene, felt that people were available in North America as soon as a long time back. RT Alene even called this revelation the sacred goal of humanities and paleohistory. What's more, It's not hard to see the reason why the impressions found at White Sands Public Park are a distinct advantage. As per a concentrate, as of late distributed in the diary Geography, the missing time span in land history might be because of a progression of tremors that happened during the separation of Rodinia. The seismic tremors would have made shakes and residue wash away into the sea, making the hole we see today. The Stupendous Ravine resembles a set of experiences reading material as per lead writer Baratop. It's a window into the past, permitting us to see the insider facts that have been stowed away for billions of years. Also, with this most recent review, we might be one bit nearer to grasping the mind-boggling occasions that molded our planet and its occupants. Furthermore, we're not discussing the clans here. We're discussing individuals that were there when nobody thought it. Explored. G. Kincaid was a man fixated on the ravine. He was crushed when he heard that it would before long be stopped to guests. In any case, rather than floundering hopelessly, he chose to have one final hurrah and go on a boat ride down the Colorado waterway. As he advanced down the waterway, Kincaid had an arrangement to look for valuable minerals like gold, silver, and copper. Yet, much to his dismay, that destiny had something undeniably really thrilling available for him. In the wake of cruising for around 40 miles, he spotted something unconventional, weird stains in the dregs arrangement that overshadowed 2,000 feet high. This was not something he had at any point found nearby. Normally, Kincaid's interest was provoked, and he chose to explore, so we halted his boat and chose foot, despite the fact that there was no path to follow. As he climbed, he before long found a mind-blowing disclosure, many advances cut into the sandstone, paving the way to a high rack on the ravine. What was much more astonishing was that the means lead to an entry that was obviously man-made. However, here's where things get significantly more insane. The entry prompted a secret section canvassed in old Egyptian hieroglyphics. Indeed, you read that right. In the fabulous gorge, everything being equal, Kincaid was justifiably staggered. Individuals had never existed in that piece of the gorge. So how is it that there could be hieroglyphics, and what was the reason for this secret section? Very much like any other individual would be by then, he was anxious to find out. So he ventured inside with his spotlight. He found that the passage loosened up far into the distance. Furthermore, Kincaid had an inclination that this was just the start of a lot greater revelation. As he advanced further into the entry, Kincaid couldn't accept his eyes. He saw multifaceted carvings, curios and fortunes that were exceptionally old. Maybe he had ventured back in time. All the wayfarer understood that he had coincidentally found something genuinely uncommon, an old entry that had been concealed for a really long time, and still up in the air to uncover its secrets. Joe Rogan as of late discussed it in his webcast. Well before anybody at any point had some awareness of the amazing ravine, somebody was living right underneath it. Kincaid understood that he had coincidentally found a whole underground city. The primary way was around 12 feet wide, while a portion of the rooms are pretty much as large as 30 by 40 feet square. However, that wasn't the most great part. The walls were around 3 feet and 6 inches thick. Kincaid was remaining in a designing wonder, an accomplishment that he couldn't fathom. He had no clue about how it was feasible to build something like this. As he investigated further, Kincaid found a few silos with shells, some of which actually contained seeds, as well as cooking regions and a gigantic feasting lobby. Presently, as though finding an underground city is sufficiently noteworthy, this put is on a level that is truly unheard of. The rooms are pretty much as large as 30 by 40 feet square, and roofs that were joined to a middle, and get this, the walls were around 3 feet and 6 inches thick. The rooms were loaded with a wide range of relics, including metal devices made from copper, an innovation that shouldn't have existed around here. Not at the point ever. This appeared to be all from at any rate. He, in a real sense, couldn't accept how the situation was playing out. Understanding the significance of his disclosure, Kincaid named it the Stronghold and sent antiquities and notes to the Smithsonian, requesting monetary and calculated help. The Smithsonian concurred, and teacher Jordan showed up not long after with a group of 40 researchers, specialists, and workers to assist with the exhuming and investigation. It before long turned out to be evident that the cavern framework had been masterfully planned in a balanced format. It wasn't simply an irregular arrangement of rooms and passages. It was an appropriately arranged city, one that filled a need. The bastion had been lived in by thousands of individuals for hundreds, in the event that not thousands of years. Abruptly, they were recently gone, and each of their laborers either kicked the bucket, vanished themselves, or guarantee that they don't know anything, assuming somebody asked them what occurred. That was all. The public authority stepped in as of now, and concluded that nobody was permitted to enter the region any longer. Appears as though a great deal of work for individuals that don't have anything to stow away. In any case, that is not everything that was concealed. All through the world, legends and tales frequently have a trace of legitimacy in them. Take, for instance, the accounts of Goliath skeletons tracked down all around the western U.S. While they might seem like something straight out of a sci-fi novel, there are reports that recommend that they are genuine. Truth be told, a portion of the Pueblo societies in the space have their own legends about powerful animals. It's no big surprise that when archaeologists started exhuming the hills in America's Midwest, they coincidentally find something very remarkable. These hills, which were tracked down in Oklahoma, were not normal for whatever had been tracked down in Europe at that point. Also, it was simply the high-level engineering or ancient rarities. However, the actual skeletons, a portion of these skeletons were supposedly basically as tall as 7 or 8 feet, overshadowing the vast majority, even today. Very much like what occurred with the Great Gully, the Smithsonian was clearly called in to look at these seas as too well with regards to the Smithsonian and uncommon disclosures. Things frequently veer off in an unexpected direction. While some case that the monster skeletons were without a doubt shipped off the Smithsonian for additional assessment, others express that there is no record of this steadily occurring. It's accepted that the proof of these Goliath skeletons have been smothered to maybe the fact of the matter is being kept stowed away from us. Or on the other hand, perhaps it's simply every one of the legend. Yet that is not all by the same token. In 1909, the Arizona newspaper distributed a stunning hypothesis that sent shockwaves all through the universe of paleontology. As per the article, it was conceivable that Egyptians had crossed the Pacific Sea and made the gullies of the Stupendous Gulch their home. The proof that was found supposedly demonstrated that a puzzling cave, which might have been from Egypt, dated back to Ramses. Presently, this isn't the sort of information you hear consistently, so it's not shocking that the article created a great deal of buzz. Many individuals are captivated by the possibility that old Egyptians could have made a trip to America and set up for business in perhaps of the most marvelous regular miracle on the planet. Nonetheless, not long after this hypothesis made it all over, it recently vanished. It was said that nothing similar to this really occurred. Furthermore, the article was mysteriously gone. Individuals all around the world were left confounded about what they should accept, which simply adds to the entire subject here. Be absolutely reliable with them, fabricating the underground city that was found many years after the fact. Presently, one thing that would validate everything would be the collections of individuals that lived here. Indeed, it turns out Kincaid found mummies when he initially got profound into the caverns, bunches of them. They were flawlessly saved with fabric and bark, encompassed with copper knickknacks. Right now, obviously a monstrous group went through the entirety of the proof, and he sent over his discoveries to the Smithsonian. While right away, they appeared to be exceptionally open to sorting out reality behind everything. They later expressed that there were never any mummies in any case. With all of the evidently smoke screens, individual travelers chose to willingly volunteer to figure out more about what was happening in the last part of the 90s, when a couple named Jerry and Kathy Wells chose to research Kincaid claims and quest for evidence of old Egyptians existing in the excellent ravine anytime ever. For quite a long time, they investigated the region and directed broad exploration to track down the tricky access to the underground city. At the point when they found it, there was only one issue. The entry was almost 1,500 feet down the sheer gully wall, making it essentially difficult to get to. At long last, the Wells found a ventilation burrow that might actually lead them to the underground city. If you want to stay updated with our latest videos, subscribing is the way to go. Just click that red button below and become a part of our channel family.